I'm live. I'm live. Hello, hello. I have Lee's chair here because he will be here shortly. He is running late. He is in harvest season, so he is driving until dark. So he'll be home in probably the next 5 minutes. I know he's off now, headed home, I think. So anyway, he is driving a grain truck. That's what Lee does. He drives a big grain truck, um, Class A CDLs, the big truck. And it is grain. It is harvest season. They are hauling corn and I think mostly corn right now, but he also hauls beans, soybeans, and corn. That's probably it. And anyway, occasionally he hauls fertilizer, but he doesn't do that very often. It's mostly corn and beans. So, um, okay, let's see who we got. Mama Z's Texas Kitchen. Mama Z is a member. She goes on live in the morning at 9:30. She does a great cooking show and has all kinds of neat, awesome recipes that look yummy. So she does a lot with the appliances like um, well, she's got like an indoor grill and she's got like Instapot and some other things she showed the other day. Cooker, an instant cooker, I think it was called, or a pressure cooker, something. Not a pressure canner, but a pressure cooker, maybe. I can't remember. Anyway, she does a lot of neat stuff with all that, and I just I got an air fryer for Christmas last year and an Instapot for Christmas last year, and I just don't do good with them. So I probably need to pay more attention to Mama Z because I don't do good with them. My stuff turns out wrong. My stuff turns out dry in the Instapot, and we don't like what we fried in the air fryer. We did not like. Lee didn't either. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing wrong. Anyway, Kiss My Grass Acres. Hello, Red. Bends Over Acres. Dawn, all the things Acres. That is Dawn, and we appreciate her. She's a member. Carol Massey, 45 degrees in South. Wow, 45 degrees in South Jersey today. Cut off the air. Yeah, I guess. It got back up warm here. It had cooled down some, but it was pretty warm today, or I was. I was running around Paducah though. I was running around town looking for some stuff that I couldn't find. And I went to, I don't know how many stores. I'm going to say 8 stores that I went in and out of today. I picked up a few things in each store, I think, but I was really looking for a couple of items in particular that I just couldn't find. And that got my blood pressure up. And I started sweating, and then I started having a panic attack, and I was like, I gotta go home. This is too much. I gotta go home. Hey, Higgs Rock Farm. That is Holland and Lily. We appreciate them. They are wonderful friends of ours. And Shelly on the Pine Tree Hill. Hey, Shelly. Shelly is a member, and Shelly has just recently put out her first video. So y'all please check out Shelly on the Pine Tree Hill and watch her first video. She's going to do awesome. And anyway, if you don't know Shelly, go over and subscribe and watch her first video, and she's going to do some awesome things. Grandpa's Fish Instead. Hey, Grandpa. Let's see. Gina. Hey, Gina. Whoops. It flew past me. Anyway, I just saw Gina, but then it flew up past me. So, hey, Gina. Teresa was trying hard not to laugh when I sent you the Marco today. Yeah, me and Shelly just started Marcoing each other recently, and I don't know. We have fun. She's a fun lady and awesome. And we enjoyed meeting her in Flint at the picnic. And anyway, Power the Power XL. That's the other thing Mama Z had. The Power XL. That was interesting. She cooked with that last week. If I'm missing anybody, Duncan. There's Brenda. Brenda Duncan, my good buddy. And we appreciate her too. And Strong Enough to Bend, Shannon and Beverly. Let's see. I'm trying to get down through the comments. I evidently got way behind, y'all. I'm sorry. I got way behind talking. Okay. Got a power surge. I'm really feeling better, if that's what you're talking about. I am feeling so much better. I have been doing the low carb. I've been doing keto, but I did mess up a couple of times. So I don't know if I can still call it keto, but I've been doing the keto thing, and I lost 4 pounds now. And but forget the pounds, it just makes me feel better. The low carb and no sugar really takes my swelling down. It's an anti-inflammatory type thing. I believe that really makes me feel better. I don't bloat, and my swelling goes down, and I just feel better all over, and I have more energy. And I don't, the same diet is not for everybody. Everybody has different bodies, that different things. I feel like maybe I have an allergy thing going on with the carbs and the sugar, one or the other, or both together. I don't know what it is, but when I'm doing low carb or keto, I feel so much better. And, not everybody, that's not for everybody. Other people do better on whatever, Weight Watchers or just proportion sizes or whatever. But I don't care. It don't portion portion sizes. Yes, I need to do that too. I understand that. But it don't matter if I eat a little bitty something and that's all I eat. But if it's got carbs and sugars together, it just don't work for me. It makes me sick. It makes me feel bad. So I don't know. But anyway, we've been talking about that on Thursdays. I do a live on Thursday at noon, and we are talking about healthy eating. And any healthy eating. For me, it's low carb. We had 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I think it was. We had Casey from Boots and Bounty Homestead, and she talked about Weight Watchers. And then this week, yesterday, we had Kathy from Living Miracle Homestead, and she talked about surgery she had done. She doesn't recommend that for everybody. So if you want to know about the weight loss surgeries, I think hers was the sleeve. She talked about that yesterday at length, and it was a very good video. We had very good conversations in that live yesterday about surgeries for weight loss. So if you missed that, you might want to check it out if you're interested in that. Weird to get a shout out. Oh, girl, I just love Shelly. Shelly is, oh my gosh, she's a hoot. And she's just, you can tell she is genuine herself. And I think she's going to bring some good ideas and things to the homestead community. And let's see. Oh, I did miss a lot. Mama Z said, I went to the store tonight and they were out of butter, and even the fake butter. I was shocked. Wow. Yeah, I noticed a few shortages. Now, I was looking for specific things, so that was kind of difficult to find what I was looking for. But I went to, I don't know, 8 or 10 stores, 8, I think, and couldn't find it. And I did notice some things that I noticed maybe they weren't out of, but they didn't have the size I usually get. Like they were out of a smaller bag of it, and I didn't want a great big bag of it. So, that kind of thing. I'm not saying that's a shortage. I'm just saying there was several things I couldn't find or couldn't find them in the size I wanted. Shelly is awesome. I got to meet her in Kentucky also. Yep, there's Skinner Farms. Hey, Skinner Farms. And our treasured home, that's Nancy. Hey, Nancy. If I'm missing anybody, I'm so sorry. I'm getting way behind because I'm talking too much. Oh, yes. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about pine needles, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But I was telling Shelly on our Marco today that I was going to talk about pine needles tonight, and she said, she come back on the Marco and said, "Oh, where can I find some of those?" And she laughed and she said something else, and it took me a minute, y'all. She got me. She got me because it took me just a minute, and I come back on. I was thinking, everybody surely's got pine around them somewhere, and then it hit me. Shelly on the pine tree hill. She was just joking with me. It took me a minute, and then I went, "Girl, you got me." Oh, that was funny. There's Bub at Getting Started on Homesteading. Let's see. Huga. Whoops, it jumped past me. I saw Huga Homestead, and then it jumped. If you get behind, then all of a sudden your chat will just jump on you and you lose your place. There's Julie at Heaven's Essentials. There's Albany Mountain Homestead. Amanda at Albany Mountain will be on my lunch live. Excuse me, on my lunch live the 20, I believe it's the 21st. It's 3 weeks away. I'm pretty sure it's the 21st. Anyway, I need some before then. So if anybody is interested in coming on my lunch live, it's on Thursday at 12 noon. I just need one each time. I don't want to do a whole bunch at one time. I want to do one each week and have somebody come up and talk about their idea of healthy eating, or what they do for weight loss, or what you do for just healthy eating. What meals do you fix for your family for that's healthy, that kind of thing. Anything you got, holler at me and let me know that you're interested, and I'll do one each week and bring them up with me. Okay, let's see. Sabrina. Hi, Searching Sabrina. I'm a dork. My first video was weird for me. I hope to relax. You done great, girl. Shelly, you done great. Adam's Eden Farm. Hello. Grammy Karen. Hi, Grammy Karen. Wonder, Grammy Karen, are you going to go with them to the HOA? I saw that Zach and Jen are going to get to go to the HOA. That's exciting. Are you going to get to go with them? Shelly, you're not alone. It's awkward seeing and hearing yourself. It kind of is. You get used to it, but it's still, I get nervous coming on here. Our grocery options are really bad here. Very small Kroger with very little section. Yeah, that's small town for you. That's here, like here in our county. We have to go 30 minutes. That's why I went to Paducah today and looked so hard for just a couple of items I needed or wanted. Because I knew that wouldn't be here. We have a small grocery store here, one small grocery store in our whole county. And, it's limited. It's limited selection. You can get you can get all the basics and everything, and you could get by. But then there's always certain things that I want that I have to go to Paducah, and I had a hard time today even finding in Paducah. Uh, let's see. I'm looking. Did y'all see Lee? Lee came in. I missed Lee if he came in. I'm off next Thursday. So I'll be there to watch. Thank you. Um, not planning on going. Grammy Karen's not planning on going. Where's President Lee, buddy? Mr. Willie? I don't know. I don't know. I'm surprised Mr. Willie hadn't come in. But Lee is on his way. He is he's running late. He's been working over. He's in harvest season. He drives a grain truck, and they are in harvest season right now. And so he'll be here shortly. This Kroger doesn't even do the click list. I'm sorry, I am going to get that video up soon. That's all right, Sabrina. Sabrina's still working on her picnic video. Carol Massey. Been thinking of pine needle tea all day since I saw that branch, trying to muster the courage to try it. A 12-year-old niece learned to make it and tried it. So we're going to talk about pine needles here in a little bit. And I'll go ahead and say, Joyce at Morris Patch of Heaven just done one this morning. So after mine, or sometime tonight or tomorrow, go over and check out Joyce at Morris Patch of Heaven. She done a pine needle video this morning. And I had to laugh at her in the comments. I told her, it seems like we're always doing the same thing. And I guess that's because you think about certain things at certain times, which is odd that we both thought of pine needles because it's not just now blooming. But a lot of times we both hit the same thing because it's just now growing or just now blooming or whatever. And we'll both hit on the same thing, which is great because then you get two perspectives of the same, plant or herb or whatever. And so she just done pine needle this morning, and I had done the article for work. I write for the newspaper, and I had done the article for work, and then was starting to do my video on it for Sunday, and was going to do it tonight. And then hers popped up, and I was like, "Oh, that is too funny that we're both always seem to be doing the same one, but not always, but occasionally." What do I have a hard time finding? Well, one thing was, gosh, that's another whole subject I was going to get into. I have pantry moths. I didn't know at first. I had a few little moths flying around, and I thought just the front door. Okay, one thing, our screen door is broke. So, it don't shut good, and I ended up just swinging it open and leaving it open until we can get it fixed, and so bugs are coming in more than normal anyway. And then I started having these little moths. I actually was having the little moths before the door messed up, but it was already not shutting good. So, my first thought was they could have come in. But then I kept watching. I killed some of them. I kept killing them, and there'd be 2 or 3 every night, just 2 or 3 every night, and I'd kill them. And then next night there'd be 2 or 3 more, and then it got worse. Then it was starting to be 5 or 6, and then 8 or 10. I'm like, what the crap? So I looked it up, and I'm positive that I have pantry moths. So I got in there, and I was reading up on what to do. And I got in there, said, clean it all out. So I cleaned it all out. I got in there, I threw anything away that was open, anything that had been open and was just, y'all do this too. You have, say, crackers, and you just twist them real good and stick them back up there, or even stick them back in the box. You twist it and stick it back in the box. Now, a lot of stuff I clip, but evidently clipping ain't even good enough sometimes. But a lot of stuff I clip, but sometimes we'll just, especially crackers, twist them and stick them back in the box and shut the box. Well, that ain't good enough. If you get pantry moths, you got to get rid of all that, all of it. So I had to get rid of a bunch of stuff, and it said wipe the shelves down. I'd done that. I'd done everything I thought, everything, and so for a few days they were gone, and I thought, okay, got rid of 'em. No, they came back, and so I started getting them again, and I thought, what the crap? So I read some more, looked some more. Well, our dog food sits open. We open the bag of dog food and leave it sitting there in the pantry with the scoop in it. They like dog food too, y'all. So I had to go today, and they like jerky, even dog treats and jerky, dog treats and stuff that's anything like that, you have to have completely sealed tight once you get these things, or and probably if you don't want to ever get them, you better do it now. So anyway, I was looking for. My daughter had a plastic bin that had a lid you lifted, but it was tall. It wasn't big. It was kind of skinny and tall, and it had a flip lid, but it had a seal inside of it, so it sealed shut. And she kept her dog food in that to keep it fresh. She bought expensive dog food for her dog and kept it fresh that way. So I was trying to find one of those. There was a couple other little things, but that was the main thing. Nothing. There's nothing like that in Paducah. Anyway, anyway, let me get back up here. I missed a bunch of comments. I'm sorry. I'm new to herbs. Oh, hey, Susie. I'm new to herbs, mullein, and goldenrod. Ready to hear about pine needles. And we have, I don't know if you've seen it, but we have a whole foraging playlist where we've went through a whole bunch of herbs and wild foraging. We went through in the spring. We started this spring. We went through chickweed, nettle, plantain, dandelion, cleavers, jewelweed, wild lettuce, lamb's quarters, mullein, daylilies, elderflowers, bachelor's buttons, passion fruit, self heal, blackberry leaf tea, elderberries, rose of Sharon, purslane, ironweed, and then there's been a few more since then. I can't name what came after purslane. I don't remember. But anyway, we have had a whole list of goldenrod was one of them. So yeah, if y'all didn't see all of those, check out that playlist and watch some of those or all of those. um, and we've tried to do all things that we actually do, you know. Um, there might be a few things we've only done once or twice just to try it, but we've tried to keep it with things that we've done. But we may end up having to throw in some things as we go along because we're running out of list. And so we may end up having to do a few things that we haven't really done and learned too. But I've learned on all of these, even though we used them, I have learned way more about them by doing this um, wild things series. Those moths are nightmare. Yeah, yes, they are. Okay. So, has anybody on here had to deal with these moths that can tell me anything about them? I mean, anything to get rid of them. Here's what I done. So I'm gonna get the I'm gonna get something to seal that dog food. And I also read that you could use DE, diatomaceous earth, and I was out of that. I have used that outside on the gardens and the chickens and everything. And you can use that and put in the corners for these. So I had to buy some more of that. Well, that was one of the things. All I could find was a huge bag of it. And I really didn't need a huge bag of it. I do use it in the garden and stuff like that, starting in the spring. So if I bought the huge bag, I could use it later on, but I really didn't want to have to buy a huge bag just for this right now. And so I kept looking, and I finally found it at a Tractor Supply. I found a smaller bag. So anyway, let's see. Okay, we have that for our cat food. The it has a seal around it, and it has a little flap that you lift up and open up, but it's sealed. I found things I could have used, but they weren't sealed, and it needs to seal really. I did go ahead and buy something, but it doesn't seal good. And maybe I could get some rubber and put around that and make it seal, but I don't know if I want to do all that. I put my cat food in clean, empty litter buckets. Uh, don't they hatch out of food with grains in them? Dog food, popcorn, animal feed, corn, wheat. Yes, all of that plus 100 other things. Girl, y'all, when I got to reading this and studying this, there's lots of stuff that they will go after. And once you have them, you have to clean all that up and get everything sealed up, or you'll never get rid of them. Let me tell you, it is a nightmare.
Grand entrance.
A grand entrance. Here's Lee. Well, I'm still reading. Let me scoot over and keep reading.
Scoot on. So I can read.
Listen to that list. A lot of wild things. Yes, yes. Whoops. It's jumping. Be cautious with anything you buy. They come into your kitchen. Yes, in what you buy from the store. Yep.
That's right.
I put bay leaves. Okay, I read about the bay leaves, and I did put some bay leaves in there, but my bay leaves were old. So I don't know if anybody can tell me this, or Brenda. I put bay leaves in my cupboards to keep out any bugs. Okay, I put some bay leaves out, but they're old. Are they still okay, do you think? Or do I need to get some fresh bay leaves? 5-gallon bucket with a lid would seal well enough.
Popcorn, animal feed.
Yeah, I could do that.
Etc.
I could do that if it had if I had a seal. Bub, I don't know if I said hi to Bub.
We got popcorn.
And I saw Mr. Willie. Let's see.
Animal feed.
No, forget Mr. Willie.
Corn.
He said the honorable. Wheat. Okay, wait a minute. I got to get this going. There we go. All right. Mr. Willie is said hi to you.
Well, hello, Mr. Willie.
Where am I at? Hey, Patty. Patty, the tinker's wife. She's driving and listening.
I'm gonna hire Mr. Willie as my secret service man.
Hey, Susan, Urban Bucket. If you have any pasta that is in boxes, yes. Okay. Yes. I was gonna say that. Even pasta in boxes, like the mac and cheese or whatever, needs to be sealed. And so here's what I've done, and I sealed it. Like I put them in baggies and sealed it, but I'm worried I might ought to throw those out because I already had these when those were out. I don't know if I should go ahead and throw those away. They weren't open, but because I read that even pasta in the boxes, even if it wasn't open, they could get in. So I don't know if I should throw that away, but I have put it in baggies and sealed it. I didn't throw those away. Only thing I threw away was things that had already been opened. As long as you can still smell the bay leaves, they'll work. I really couldn't smell them.
Oh, no.
They sell. Okay, here you go. I ordered some of these. I could not find these in Paducah, so I ordered online. They sell pheromone traps on Amazon to attract and kill the males. I ordered a couple of those, but I looked in Paducah and couldn't find those in Paducah, so I had to order them online, so it'll be a few days.
Why is everything just got to be about killing the males?
Well,
damn, we're in trouble.
Well, Grammy Karen, she's had some health issues, and especially the cold weather hurts her, and so like it's already getting cold here at night, and I don't know. She's just had a lot of issues with her autoimmune, and so she's trying to get some things straightened out with that. And I think she'll be back soon. And then
Yeah, the way she's talking,
then she'll
she's
tell her
definitely
story.
going to be back soon.
She'll tell her story when she comes back on.
Mhm.
And she's just having a lot of health issues here in Kentucky. And
What is it?
that's all we'll say
What
about
is it?
that.
Fancy pants. What is it?
Tea tree oil on a paper towel. They don't like that. Okay. So Susan said tea tree oil on paper towel. I didn't do tea tree oil, but I tried lavender. I put lavender out. I read that they didn't like lavender. So I put lavender out. I've done everything, y'all. I've done everything. If we don't get rid of them, something's wrong, because I've done everything.
It's possible I might be part one because I don't really care much
He
for
don't like
tea
lavender.
tree smell.
Oh, tea tree.
Yeah,
He
tea
don't
tree
like
oil.
lavender either. He doesn't like strong smells, and I have it strong in here. Did you
That's
smell
right.
it when you come in?
What, the lavender? Well, I can smell it, but it ain't like overwhelming.
Okay, good. When I came back from Paducah, it was pretty strong. I come in, I was like, "Oh crap, Lee ain't gonna
Well,
like
it's
that."
a good thing it
Okay. Mr. Willie said, "Guess Teresa's plan didn't work because President Lee is still alive." Cook the pasta, and all you have is
No
extra
mess, no
protein
babies,
from the
laugh out
bugs.
Well,
tree
you
oil.
ain't got to kill them, though. I mean,
Toss them out. Yes, we had them come back
just neuter them.
in them. Okay,
Make
I'll
them
do
sterile.
that. I'll do that. I didn't want to do that. You know, the prepper in me had a real hard time tossing anything out. Listen, I'm a prepper too. I'm not just a homesteader, I'm a prepper, and the prepper in me had a real hard time even throwing out things that had been open. But things that hadn't been open, I was like, I ain't throwing that out. I'll stick that in a bag and hope for the best. But maybe I should.
Yeah, if it ain't been open.
Yeah, but they still get in boxes. Talking about like mac and cheese. They still get in boxes. If it's sealed in a plastic in there or something like that, it's okay. But in them boxes of mac and cheese, they can get in there.
What the hell are they? Houdini?
I guess. I don't know. They seem to be Houdini. Lee, no males, no babies. Yeah.
No need to kill them, just neuter them.
It's always the male's fault. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yes, Anne Marie. No, it's always the male's fault.
Kind of like praying mantises and some of these spiders.
I missed her, and Gusmania was told.
Mate, and then they killed the
Gusmania
males.
was told to ask you. Okay. Yeah. Well, you know, Lippy has several autoimmune things going on, and from what she has told us, the fluctuation in weather here is what hurts her. It's not just that it's cold weather, it's that it goes up and way down and way up and way down. It's that fluctuation that hurts her. And so she has had a lot of problems here with her health. So
it's not a fluctuation, a gradual fluctuation.
They work. I enjoyed watching those male moths squirm.
Yeah, she's doing fine. I mean, she's just having some.
That's good.
I don't know how to say it. It's
the weather here's very hard on her.
Issues whereabout she doesn't necessarily. She's trying to get everything worked out to where she gets more in line. And
get them in the bathroom. Hi, Courtney. You know, I read that. Courtney said I get them in the bathroom. You know what I read? That they like toilet paper too. Yes. I read they like toilet paper. I'm like, are you serious? I may
Boy.
never get rid of these suckers.
I tell you what, I bet there's a lot of damn people out there right now. So got these suckers everywhere then.
The toilet paper
Yeah, from the toilet paper shortage.
Everybody was
Yeah,
buying
because
up
they
toilet
got
paper.
whole
I don't know. I read that, Courtney. I did.
2-car
There was
garages
several
full of
people-
toilet paper.
There was several people said that they got in their bathroom and they were like getting on the toilet paper. Like, oh my gosh, I'll never get rid of them. Get rid of the mouth balls. Okay.
Mouth balls.
I don't know, bub. I don't know about the mouth balls.
I don't either.
Mr. Silas gets lavender on the tip of his ears every night
man,
to
problem
help
started.
calm him. He is not the
Listen for the
quiet little
devil.
puppy
Make that
anymore.
happen.
All my
Yeah,
crystals
she ate some
are
kind
good
of a
for
fruit.
more food. What?
And it screwed
I
everything
just
up
gave
for us.
away all my crystal to make room for more food. Oh, like crystal bowls and such, and you got rid of them to store more food. Yeah. Well, you better put it all in plastic baggies or seal it up, or you might have pantry moths.
You've been out back, ain't you?
I've never
But you
had
do-
these before. This is the first time I've had to deal with this crap, and I don't like it.
You
I'll
do
tell
know,
y'all.
Mr. Willie, there is a
All
joke
man
about
problems
that,
started
though.
with. Oh yeah, you read that.
There's a joke about that, though.
Okay.
Because Adam,
Do you have to tell it?
yeah,
Okay, tell it.
because Adam asked God, said, what would it cost me to get a perfect mate for me to be happy the rest of my life? And God said, it cost you an arm and a leg. And Adam said, well, what can I get with a rib?
I've heard that before.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's an old joke about that.
Getting
Some people might have heard it, some people might not
rid
have.
of a lot of mine this week. Okay. Albany Mountain, Amanda said, weather changes hurt me too.
Mhm.
It does me some. I can feel it. I can feel when the weather changes, especially this time of year. I usually get this bad head cold and I haven't yet. And I'm expecting it. And I'm afraid when I do, I'm going to be freaking out and everybody's going to think I got COVID. But this time of year, when the weather starts changing, I always get a head cold and it makes my elbow and my knee hurt. But I know what you're talking about, something way more than that. And I understand that. But it makes my joints hurt some. But I always get this head cold when the weather changes. I haven't gotten it yet, and I keep thinking, oh no, when I get it, everybody's going to think I got COVID. It's going to be bad.
Mr. Willie, she talking like Snoop now. Her joints.
If you store toilet paper, if you store toilet paper in the room with stored food, they will hatch out and crawl in the toilet paper and die. Huh. Well, the small storage bags people use for clothing could come in useful. Yeah. Yeah. Seahorse is my spirit animal. Hold on, read with tail. No matter how hard the tide flows, and the males are the ones that get pregnant. Seahorses. Seahorses. CB. CB. I don't know what that means.
CCBB.
I'm not sure what you mean, Courtney. Great idea. I may use that idea, but on my phone, the laptop has showed to be quite the challenge. I don't know what she said.
Maybe she was
Darn.
stuttering.
I'll have to go back and find that later. When I eat wheat, the weather bothers me, but not when I don't. That's interesting. I do that as well with the head cold. Yeah. Stop. He has the dog, and she does her little snorting thing like he does. Sounded like a fart.
or two of a kind.
And using my phone logs this month. If you do, let me know. Okay. All right, getting down through these. I'm reading. I guess that's how you get extra soft toilet paper.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay. All right. It's 20 till. We've got to get on the pine trees. Sorry, y'all.
Oh,
We've got to get on the pine needles.
Oh.
So, one thing, I'm going to bring up some pictures.
angel asked God why he never got married. God said, I have to deal with one for me.
One devil, and
Oh.
I don't want to have to deal with another devil.
Oh, it moved on me. That's what happened.
Okay. We're going to talk about pine needles. You can make pine needle tea, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to do a video Sunday. Well, I'll have a video on this Sunday, so I'm not going to get all this in what time we have left. And I'm sorry I waited so late. I made pine and peppermint tea today. It tastes so good. That's awesome. Okay, so pine needles have tons of vitamin C in them. They have more vitamin C than oranges. There are 3 of the best. It can be pine, juniper, fir, different ones. There's a few that you cannot use. There are a few, just a couple that you can't use, and that is Norfolk Island pine and yew. Now, yew is not actually a pine, but a yew tree is an evergreen, and it's not actually a pine or any of that, but you don't want to use a yew tree, yew needles. But yew is not actually a pine. It's an evergreen. So check out what you're using. Don't just go grab some needles and say, ooh, I got it. Check out what you're getting. Most all the pines are fine. The best 3, here's the best 3 to use that have the most vitamin C. They are anti-inflammatory, so they're good for your pain. They're good for headaches, good for colds and flus. They have antiviral properties in there. So they are antiviral, good for colds and flus and virus. Keep that in mind.
Big Dream Homestead.
Like what we've got now. So
probably
good time to drink some pine needle tea. They have
Big Dream Homestead says she's allergic to pine and juniper topically.
I wonder if I'd be allergic orally. Probably.
More than likely.
You can also use Douglas fir. Douglas fir is one of the best ones, and white pine, just a regular common white pine, juniper, and the juniper berries. You can use the juniper berries also, and Douglas fir. Those are the best 3 things. You can use other pines. Now, I'm going to show you something that I have. We don't have white pine. I was hoping that we had white pine here, but I've looked at several different ones, and here's how you can tell. A white pine has 5 needles. You see this prong? This is one prong. I pulled that one prong out of the tree. It has 3. It is a yellow pine.
That's it.
It is a yellow pine. It's okay to use, but it's not one of the best, but it's okay to use. It's fine. Here is, I'm going to show you the white pine. I've got a few pictures I'll show real quick. The white pine has 5 needles. If you have a pine tree that has the 5 needles on one, they're called bundles. If you have a pine tree that has 5 needles instead of this 3 on one bundle, you have a white pine, and that's one of the best. So there's that. And let me get back over here. Okay, and I'm going to show a few more. pictures here. Sorry, takes me a minute to get over here to them.
Not the needles,
Not
Mr.
very
Willie.
fast at this. Okay, here's a Douglas
There
fir.
is something else that will.
This is a Douglas fir. It has the little short needles. See the little short needles all up and down the little branch there? And there's different firs. That's what the firs look like. The pines have the long needles. I can't get it back up there. Anyway, the pines have the long needles. The firs have the little short needles like that. And that one is a Douglas fir. That is the best kind to use, has the most potency. You can use any of them. This is just what has the most potency. And well, this is the juniper. There's juniper. And you can use the berries too. So there's your juniper.
That's what they make.
There are.
What's it called?
What?
It's alcohol.
Jägermeister.
No.
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 Well, Jaeger.
Dry gin.
Gin.
Dry gin is made from juniper.
There you go. Make you some dry gin. It's good for you.
They thought that it was medicinal at one time.
Well,
that's why
the juniper is, and you can use the ripe berries. Those are ripe berries. Now, there's different kinds of juniper. As far as I know, you can use any of them. But there are some with different colored berries and some with no berries. Check all them out. As far as I know, you can use any of those, any of the junipers. And you can use most all of the pines, but that one that I named, which was
the yew.
Well, the yew also, but the Norfolk Island pine. So check out which kind you have. We have 2 in our yard, and I had just used them. I never thought about which ones they were or anything until I saw that the white pine was one of the best ones to use. And I was like, oh, I don't know if ours is white pine or not. So I started looking up to see what kind of pine we had. And with the three needles, 3 needles to the bundle is more than likely. And I looked at the bark too. You go by that and the bark. And by this and the bark, I determined that it was a yellow, ours is yellow pine, which is still okay, but not as potent as the white pine. So there you go. I done my article this week for the newspaper. I done on the pine, and I started a video, but I didn't get it finished. So I will do that Sunday and have that. There's my article for the paper. I do an article each week in the paper. Usually, I do the same foraging plant or whatever that we do on our. I usually do the newspaper article first, and then that following Friday, I do whatever I done in the newspaper. So, all right. If anybody has any questions on that, let me know. Be sure you watch Joyce at Morris Patch of Heaven. She just done a pine needle tea video this morning. And you can make a tea. You can make an infusion or a tincture. You can also make a salve or chest rub. Joyce at Morris Patch of Heaven said she's going to do a video real soon on the chest rub. She makes a chest rub with hers. The only thing I've ever done was a tea for cough. I didn't know some of the things that this is good for, like it's also good for your hair, nails, and skin. And any kind of cold, it's good for coughs. I knew it was good for cough and cold, but I hadn't really
That's why you use it for
checked to see
cough
what
syrup,
else.
Mary Beth.
But also, during the 1918 flu epidemic, the 1918 flu epidemic, they used it for the flu and all then, because it has some properties in it that is also in Tamiflu. And we did a video, Lee did a video. It was before, it's in our playlist, but it
Yeah,
was way back
I
before we
didn't.
started doing this. But
We
it
may
was
have to just go
the
on ahead and do another one on it.
green gumball tree, the gumballs
The
on
sweet
the
gums.
sweet
Yeah,
gumballs.
you gotta get 'em at the
You gotta
right
get them
time.
green, and you can make a Tamiflu out of that. Well, pine needles have that also. Have some of that also. I don't think it has as much as the gumballs, but it does have some in it.
Mary Beth, whenever she does the video on Sunday, some of the ones that she was talking about, the U and stuff, we don't have around here, but she could probably go on ahead and pull up some different pictures or something on
What?
that. Mary Beth said, or
Ones
show the ones not to use Sunday.
So I can do a picture. We don't have them here. We don't have them here. But I will do a picture in there of them. I will do that. I should have done that tonight, but I didn't think about that.
Before this
So
goes
don't
on,
let me forget that.
can I add one more thing
Sure.
that you can do with this?
Yeah.
Okay. If you have a cut and you have pine, you can take on a small branch, cut it off, one no bigger than your pinky at least, so that the bark is still real thin and pliable. Cut around it in whatever length that you need for your cut and split it. It will peel off and you can put it on top of your cut, and it has medicinal purposes, and plus it will seal the wound because of the little bit of sap resin that's in there. It will stick it together, kind of like the glue from kind of like whenever you go to the doctor and you get glued up for stitches or whatever, because that sap will get in there and it has medicinal purposes too.
I don't think I wrote that down, but I had that. I saw that. I didn't write that down. That you can use it. It's the inner bark, the white inner bark that you can use on a wound.
You put the inner bark side down.
But it's also good for depression.
While it's thin.
If for no other reason, y'all. If for no other reason, it's good for depression. So there you go.
And if you find a big wad of the sap,
thank you,
you can take it and you can mix it, heat it up, mix it with a little bit of wood ashes.
Sap, yes, the sap is good.
And mix it up with a little bit of wood ashes and make what they call, the natives, they would put like rabbit turds and stuff in there for the fibers.
Anne-Marie said, doesn't it have turpentine? I don't know. I didn't see that.
I don't know.
I didn't see that.
But you can use that and it'll make a big wad, and it's called pine pitch, and you can use it for glue to put your.
It's also good for you too. It's also got medicinal properties in it too. But he's talking about using it for glue.
Yeah, now I'm going off on a totally
different thing, but okay.
Different thing. Pine has a lot of purposes out there.
Yeah.
It's great for a lot of different things.
Yeah. So
it was good to see you too.
So be sure you check out Joyce Moore's Patch of Heaven. She done a video this morning on pine needle tea, and I think she said she was going to do the salve or chest rub, or I forgot what she called it exactly, but it's chest rub, because that pine will be like like Vicks salve. But that pine will have that pine scent will act like a Vicks salve to you. Thank you, Recyclable Homestead. They just become a new member.
Yep.
How about that? We got a new member, y'all. Thank you. Pine sap is another thing I've been trying to look into find
Oh, it's a great
uses.
glue.
Yes, yes. I just vaguely remember
It's
the turpentine
awesome
from
glue.
art class years ago. I don't know. I have to look into that. I will try to look into that and add that in my video for Sunday because I started the video the other day and I never finished it. Now she asked something else too. Let me go back. Shelly asked something else up here and I didn't get to answer. I don't see it. Sorry, Shelly. You asked something else and Douglas firs are all over Washington. I think that's Washington. Yeah. Can I put you on my blueberries? No. You're not supposed to use yew. Yew is one of the, it's an evergreen, but it's not a pine. And it's, you're not supposed to use that. I don't know if it's poisonous. I'm not saying it's poisonous. I don't remember what it said. It just said not to use the yew or that one pine.
It's probably got some kind of a toxin in it or
something. I don't remember. But I'll try to put more information in my video Sunday. And like I said, Joyce from Morris Patch of Heaven had some information in hers. She done a tea talking about some of the benefits. I can't find that other question. I'm sorry.
That was basically an English wood.
I have my red cup, Lee, but it identifies as blue. That's funny.
There you go. That's fine.
Oh, Anne-Marie said her pink cup identifies as blue. Yew is poisonous.
So in today's society,
Patty. I wasn't
you can't
sure,
say nothing wrong about it.
I wasn't sure if it said it was poisonous, and what I was reading just said not to use the yew or the Norfolk Island pine. So just check and see what kind of pine you've got, and then look that up. Do your own research. Look it up. If it's white pine, it's great.
Definitely.
Juniper's great. Douglas fir is great. Some of the others can be used, but check it out. Make sure. Positively identify before you use anything.
You use any of them.
Most of the pines are fine. Most all the pines are fine. From what I understood, most all the junipers were fine. Yew is not actually a pine or any of that. It's an evergreen, but it's not in any of those other families. So it's toxic to cattle and horses. Okay. I was asking what time of year are the sweet gumballs green? Okay, you're down in Louisiana, so really couldn't tell you, but here they're ready right now. Shelly is asking what time of year the sweet gumballs are green. Here they're green right now. We've got some out in our tree right now. There's not a whole lot though.
I don't.
This year, I only seen a few up there this year.
I've seen some. Some was already on the ground too.
But we've got a whole bottle of it. I don't know if we want to make more. We might as well make more.
Yeah, I'll probably go on ahead.
A whole bottle of it, but we could make more.
Get some down.
We have a video on that. I think that video is in the Wild Things playlist. I believe I put it in there.
Oh. Well, you might have put
it. It's an older video, but I think I went ahead and put it in the Wild Things playlist. I believe. I'll make sure and put it there if it's not. We talked about that at the picnic. Oh, boy, your pup sure loves to give you puppy kisses. Have sweet gum in the front yard. There you go. Make you some Tamiflu with that. Can I become a member from an iPhone? I don't know if you can become a member on your phone, but it'll say join right down by where you give a thumbs up. It'll say join if you can do that. I don't know if you can or not. There are several pines that are somewhat toxic. So do your research and be careful in learning how to identify them. Yes. Yes. The only pine that I saw, there was a There was one other pine, but from what it said, that pine was also known as another pine, and Norfolk and the Norfolk Island pine, and then the yew, but the yew is not actually a pine. So, yeah. So, but do your research.
Yeah.
Do your research. Find out for yourself. See if you've got a pine tree in your yard. Research that pine tree. See what kind it is, and then look it up and see if it's edible. I mean, that's what I done. We had this pine, and I've used it before. I knew it was edible because I've used it before, but I didn't know for sure which one it was. And so I wanted to find out if it was the white or what, and it only has 3. Plus, if you look this up, it will also tell you by how many needles it has, and also by the bark.
Mhm.
And the cones, but a lot of the cones look alike to me, so I couldn't really tell by the cones, but by the bark and by the 3 needles, I figured that ours is a yellow pine. There's a name in front of that, something yellow pine. I've just been calling it yellow pine. I was hoping it was a white pine though, but it wasn't. We've got 2
No,
of them.
it's something
They
yellow
weren't.
pine. I can't remember what they are either.
Anyway, so most of the junipers, I didn't see any junipers that were poisonous. So I think all of the junipers were fine, and all of the firs were fine that I saw. I didn't see any that said they weren't. So check it out, see what kind you have. And you may have multiple, you may have several different kinds, and that's great. You can mix them up. You can mix them and use different ones. Like I said, go check out Joyce at Morris Patch of Heaven. Watch her video she done this morning, and then I will also have one Sunday with a little more information. Okay, you go ahead and talk, and I'm gonna read.
But Shelley, I was gonna say, well, there's a actual certain type that you really need to get the gumballs at the most potency. It's hard to explain. If you want to email Teresa and be able to get in touch, I will get a gumball and try to be able to tell you exactly what that is so that you'll know on that one. Because whenever you cut it, you want it to, the little seeds in there, they need to have kind of like these little wings on them getting ready to fly. And it's kind of hard to explain. It's something you got to
we
see.
have a video on it though.
Yeah, I think it might be on that video. I'm not sure if it is.
You're
or
not sure you explained that? Maybe we need to just do
Um,
another video
I'm
on
not
it.
sure if I
Since
did or
there's some
not.
green ones out there.
I'm not sure if I
Maybe
did
you
or
can do
not.
another video on it Sunday.
Well,
Or
it might
yeah.
be what we
Or
need
we
to
could,
do.
yeah.
And then
Anyway, so
go ahead
hang
and get it
on.
put back up.
Skinner
But
Farms, I'm not real sure. If it only says Super Chat and all down there, and it doesn't
But as
have
long
a
as it-
thing that says join, then you might not.
but as long as it does have the
do that.
seeds already in it, even if it hasn't started sprouting the wings, you can still get the same thing out of it. Or even if it's going a little bit over, you can still get the same out of it. But it's best to get them at that moment for the
Yeah, Shelley
most
said.
potency.
Shelley said, "I've watched your video on it a couple of times. Maybe you could do another one." So, because it's been a while, that's an old one, and so I don't even remember.
I don't hardly
what all you
remember
put in
doing
it. I don't remember what all you put in it. We
Just
have
them
several, but it
and
lasts
vodka.
forever. We still have a bottle of it. We've used some. I think we made, I don't know what we made, 2 or 3 bottles of it, and we've used some, but we still have, I know, 1 whole bottle in there.
Yeah,
But it's made with alcohol, so it lasts. We have several wild pine trees here. I like them, and the cedars, they stay green.
Anytime I feel like I might be coming down with something, I'll
different. I don't know.
take me a teaspoonful of it.
Those are winged seeds inside those little pods there.
Yep.
I love the looks of pine trees. Oh, I do too. And isn't that pretty? Let's see. I don't know if I kept that. Yeah, let me show this. No, that's the fir. I didn't. There it is.
It's
That
just kind of like
picture, the picture I had for my thumbnail was a pine picture that I had found. It's not showing up. Oh, I didn't open it. Okay.
But
Well, we're
that's-
running over, but I'm going to show this because it's so
but
pretty. I
that's
thought that
even
was
like
so pretty.
The wild rose hips.
That picture. Isn't that pretty? I just love, yeah, pine trees are beautiful,
Yeah, it ain't.
I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's pine. That's a short pine. That's short pine. Yeah. There is short pine needles, and there's certain ones that have short pine needles. The white and the yellow that we have has longer needles. But there is a variety of pine that has short needles. Not as short as the fir.
The ones we got around here is the wind
Yeah,
blows
ours are
through 'em and it
usually
goes.
pretty long. Well, like you've seen. These are pretty long. There, do it that way. Ours pretty long, yeah. So anyway, any other questions? We'll probably put that video out Sunday, and maybe we can do both of them Sunday on the pine and on the sweet gum, or I might just mix the sweet. No, it'd be too long. We'll do a pine and a sweet gum.
Sequoias.
You got to go back and look at the massive pines in the background of the marker.
Sequoias are huge.
Don't tell me that, Shelley. I didn't even probably notice that. Shelley, me and Shelley were Marcoing this morning, and I was telling her that I was going to do pine needles tonight, and she said, "Oh," she come back on and said, "Oh, I wonder where I can get some of those pine needles." And it took me a minute, and in my head I thought, surely they've got pine trees around there. And I went to say that to her, and then it hit me. Shelley on the pine tree hill. I was like,
exactly.
"Oh, you got me, girl. You got me." And now she's saying they were in the background. That's funny. It was about 30 foot too short to reach those needles.
Debit card link to your channel.
You have to have your debit card link. Oh, really?
To become a member.
I don't know why. That's weird. I don't know how to fix that. I'll have to check into that because I don't know how to fix that. Pondo has long needles, and Sequoia has scaly needles. Cool.
Sequoias are big.
Sequoias are big.
Yeah, they're huge.
We don't have just a whole bunch of different pines around here. We have just a couple of different kinds. Yeah. We don't have a whole lot around here. So yeah, we got to get off here. We're running 8 minutes
Ours
late.
Are more deciduous.
I will look into
hardwoods.
My debit card is linked to my channel. I will look into that and see. See if there's another way to do that. I don't know.
All right, strong enough.
But anyway, Skinner said my debit card is linked to my channel, but he just can't do it from his phone. Okay. Anyway, and our new member, please be sure you send us your email me your address, because I send out newsletters, and I usually have a gift in the newsletter. And things like that I do for my members.
I don't even get a gift.
I always try to shout out my members, and I send a newsletter each month. And sometimes the newsletter has a gift in it. So be sure that you send me your address. I have one down here where somebody never sent their address, a member that joined, and then they never sent their address. And I've still got I got it ready to mail, and they never sent their address. So anyway, so please send me your address if you are a member. Most of the members already have. I just have that one. And then our new member is recyclable homestead. Thank you very much, and send me your address. And thank y'all for being here. We got to go. At Teresa, add PayPal to the join on the join thing on your channel, and that way they can do it through PayPal. Okay, I will check that out as soon as we get off of here. Thank you, Patty, and thank you everybody for being here. Somebody let me know if you want to be on my live on Thursday at noon. This next Thursday at noon, we talk about
Well, if you
healthy
remind me, I'll
eating.
be there. But
You're not going to talk about healthy eating. You eat anything and everything you want and stay skinny. We don't want to talk to you about it.
maybe that's what you're doing wrong.
We don't want to talk to you about it.
Maybe that's what y'all doing wrong. Y'all trying to eat healthy
Trying
and
too hard.
that shit ain't working for you. Maybe you ought to go on my kind of diet.
Yeah. Eat whatever
Yeah,
you want.
no, that's right.
Yep. All right. Thank y'all for being here. We're
All
going to go watch Mama Z in the morning at 9:30. And hey, City Girl Country Heart, we're just getting off of here. All right. Thank y'all so much. And don't forget, Joyce Morse Patch of Heaven. And we'll have a video out Sunday, maybe 2 videos.
Fancy says bye.
And then next week on Thursday, is that the Blue Cup Diet, Lee? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Thank y'all.
Hey, it works.